Alright guys, let's talk about Bio Protocol, or Bio, on the channel for the first time since this candle right here on August the 18th. Now, I've gotten a lot of people asking to do another video on Bio. There is a lot of interest in this coin. I am actually interested myself in this coin. I still haven't picked it up yet, and I'm really truly thinking about doing it. Now, it is pumping today, and there hasn't been any news, which is kind of interesting because usually Bio pumps when there's news. Now, if we go to CoinGecko, I will show you where you can find some news. You can see the last piece of news was 7 days ago, but if you read more here, you do have a lot of news headlines here that you can read. And you can see this project is actually doing something, so I do like it. It is still a new project, but yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, the all-time high was 8 months ago, so it's probably bottomed out in my opinion. Now, if we go back and we look, we are also making higher lows here. Now, the low was basically back on June the 22nd, so I think that's the true low right here. I don't think it's going to go any lower than that. Probably never see that price again. Now, we have stair-stepped up, and we do have a little bit of resistance coming up here. We're trying to get out of this Fibonacci, so that would take place, let's just round this up and say 17.7 cents. And there's another daily resistance right here at almost 18 cents. So you kind of got this zone you have to work through. And then you have the next daily resistance up at about 21.1 cents. Now, looking at the volume profile here, we're just about to break through this candlestick right here. This is the third largest volume candlestick. And basically, after that, we kind of stair-step our way up, and it becomes easier to go up. Now, the point of control sits at about 5.5 cents. That's actually this white line right here. So yeah, the volume is getting less, and it's going to get a little bit easier to go up, in my opinion, here shortly. Now, just jumping over to the Bollinger Bands real quick. Let's see if we have any pinches here. Basically, it looks like we got a pinch end of July. That's probably why we see this run right here. But on a weekly time frame, these are still very wide, and we do have this blue line still going up. This one's flat, however, but we need to see these come back in on each other. Now, the daily time frame, let's take a look here. Basically, it's still wide, but it does look like this blue line is starting to come up, and this one is starting to come down, but it's not pinching just yet, so probably still quite a ways away from that. Now, turning and taking a look at the RSI and stochastic here, there isn't much information on the stochastic, but it does show it's overheated and coming down on a weekly time frame. RSI is coming slightly up though. Now, daily time frame is oversold here. It is coming up. That's a good thing. RSI is also coming up, so this looks really good on the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame overheated here on stochastic, unfortunately. RSI is trying to avoid becoming overheated. 1-hour time frame, the blue line has just crossed the red line and probably about to come down. We do see this curvature here on the RSI. It's probably about to come down too. Now, the 15-minute time frame looks like, yeah, it just crossed this red line to the upside, and RSI is still in neutral territory, but it is, pointed down a little bit. So, the daily time frame looks the best. 15-minute, not too bad, but again, that's a really short time frame. But the longer the time frame, the better. So let's just go back here. Let's delete this, and let's at least put this on the 4-hour time frame. So what I think it would be a good thing if we can just hold 16.4 cents here. Reset some of these RSIs and stochastics here. Maybe make another run in a day or two. Now, one more indicator to consider is the MACD. Now, we only have a couple of weekly candles here, so there really isn't too much to look at on a weekly time frame, unfortunately. The daily time frame looks pretty good, though. The dark red period is actually about to finish. We are getting into a light red period, but probably going to take at least another day, maybe two, and then we're going to see this blue line cross the red line to the upside, and probably see another run for Bio. Now, jumping back over to CoinGecko here, we can take a look at tokenomics. This is number 240 coin, up about 27% right now. Max supply is 3.32 billion, which is not too bad. Circulating is just under 2 billion, so that's actually pretty good too, I would say. That, the great majority of these coins are circulating, And yeah, let's go down here. The all-time high is 89 cents. That's about 8 months ago, 81% down. So do I think it can make it back to its all-time high? Surely, I do think so, guys. This is a new project. They are doing a lot of things. Like I said, go here and read more about it. And yeah, I do believe this can probably get to a couple of bucks, maybe even $3 if I have to take a guess, just because we see some action. Now, speaking about action here, we did get up to about 113,500 a day. You can see we have this long wick. Basically, this was due to a lot of economic data coming out today. But yeah, we are at 111,400 at the moment, a little bit better than yesterday. But we failed to break 112,450 on a daily time frame, which is really crazy. This is actually becoming a very strong resistance. Before I go a little farther in this video, guys, please check out some of the bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have partnerships with 10 exchanges, and we have MoodX here, guys, if you want to get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here. Now, the CME gap actually didn't even get filled this week, so we've had this gap for a couple of weeks now, and we got pretty close today to filling up a little bit of this gap. But unfortunately, we're probably not going to do that. We still have 46 minutes in trading on the CME, but yeah, I just don't think there's anything that's going to pump it so high. So the gap still remains about $2,625 at the moment. On the other hand, Ethereum does have a little bit of a green candle today. It is taking back the $4,300. So that is good, at least on a weekly time frame. We need to close the candle from Sunday to Monday. Above that, of course, we did find rejections at 44.20 basically and 44.80. So we've been rejected there the past couple of days up here at 44.80. And, you know, in the last week, we've hit that 5 times. So that is actually a very strong resistance, even though it's a daily resistance as well. Now, the total market cap also got rejected today by 2 daily resistances, basically 3.8 and 3.84 trillion to the upside. We did retest 3.74 and pretty much 3.73 here. But yeah, we do have a small green candle today. We do have about 3.5 more hours of trading, but I don't see us getting above 3.8 trillion. But again, I can be wrong. And sometimes I make these videos and within an hour or two, things pump. So who knows what can happen, but I just don't see anything happening out of the blue. Now, total market cap excluding Bitcoin. This is kind of interesting. We do kind of have this flag, and if we break out from this flag, the target is up here at about 1.75 trillion. So that means we'll break 1.62 trillion and 1.71 trillion on a monthly time frame. Keep in mind, we do have to seal the September candle over that mark, but basically the breakout point would take us to 1.75 trillion. Bitcoin dominance, on the other hand, is coming down slightly. So if we put this on a daily time frame, yesterday we saw that surge up, but today we do have a little bit of a red candle, but it is finding support here. So you can see it did get a little bit of a bounce, but we still have time. We still have, on a weekly time frame, 2 days and 4 hours to get back below 58.12%. USDT dominance, on the other hand, is getting a little red candle, so people are starting to put their money back in. But again, it's not that much. This is a really small red candle. I want to see larger red candles. I want to see something like this. We need to get back below 4.31%, and the next support under that is about 3.8%. So yeah, people are starting to put their money back in, but just not so much. Altcoin season index has cooled slightly here. We went from a 61 to a 59, but I still think we're heading in the right direction, even though we cooled off a little bit. Now, liquidation heat map, only 325 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. If we look at the liquidation heat map in this form, you can see that we did come down. We took out this liquidity first, and now we are starting to trend back up. But really the only liquidity we have is like right here at 113,850. But it still isn't that much, guys. So there really isn't a lot of liquidity. I think people are scared to long or short right now. Nobody knows what's really going on. Now, the fear and greed is a 48. We're in neutral territory at the moment. Yesterday, also neutral at a 51, but we have the next update in about 3.5 hours. If we look at the bull market peak indicators, still 0 from 30 have been hit. and I don't think anything is still over 90%. We're pretty close with Bitcoin dominance, but if we go down, yeah, it doesn't look like anything is over 90%. So some of these indicators, like I said, we can probably throw them out. The best one, in my opinion, is this Pi Cycle Top indicator, and it's still only 58% of the way through. Now it says progress, so basically we just call that progress. So it's still 100% hold, guys. There really isn't anything to worry about. If we look at the Pi Cycle Top indicator here, it's still not even close to crossing, in my opinion. I still think there's several months. Now next week, when we talk about economic data, we only have really 3 things going on. Wednesday we have PPI, Thursday CPI, Friday Michigan numbers. All of this will play a big role in what happens with interest rates. Now, we do have an interesting thing that happened today. We are starting to talk about a half-point cut once again. So, at the moment, there's about a 10% chance we're going to get a half-point cut. Now, everything depends probably on this PPI, like I said, Wednesday, CPI, Thursday, and then Michigan numbers. According to Moodix today, though, we did have a quite negative day, 0.27 points down. Week is still positive, though. The month, which basically just started 5 days ago, is the same as the week, but the sentiment is still risk on, and that trend is growing. So this is actually good. Risk on means crypto assets, guys. Trueflation is also showing a 1.93% inflation rate, so well below the Fed's target. And, I know the Fed doesn't go by trueflation, but a lot of people still think this is the best inflation, indicator. So anyways, let's go to crypto bubbles. It's looking pretty good today. Actually, across the board, we have green, so that's nice to see. Now, Coinondo, guys, I can still put bio here, and nothing pops up, unfortunately. We can only get the top 100 coins right now. I'm thinking about writing to Coinondo here and see, what's going on. Maybe I need to write them an email. Maybe they don't even know. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't search for bio staking deals, but I think they do have some staking deals in Binance. I'm not 100% sure because I don't have that coin, but check it out, at least in Binance, I would say. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Like I said, check out some of those deals I have below, guys. You can get some nice bonuses. Of course, I do get commission. I will go ahead and be honest with you guys. But unless you're a mega trader, it's really usually pennies. But it does keep me motivated, and it helps keep this channel going, guys. Really, I appreciate it for those of you who have signed up in the past. And it doesn't hurt to actually have more exchanges. I have a lot of exchanges. I probably have 20 to 25 exchanges that I'm using. And yeah, it doesn't hurt. I mean, you can spread out your crypto. If one exchange goes down, you have backups. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.